Ah, horse games, truly the peak of all video gaming, with great games that are never either running really poorly, with either really shitty dev teams, or are just straight up scams and never happen. Totally not the norm in the industry at this point. Ah. So, like, a lot of us who have been playing horse games have probably played SSO, or Star Stable Online, for those who don't know. And a lot of us did prefer the game in its older state when the dev team was actually openly more passionate about the game and we didn't have only new horse releases. So, okay, it makes sense, it's a horse game. That's probably the only thing that people look in for now anyway, so understandable. And don't you kind of just wish to have a time machine to go back sometimes? Well, now you kind of can, but how safe it is? That's gonna be the actual question, and how much of a scam it is. That's going to be the topic of our today's video. Yay! Horse game drama! Again. And like, to be frank, I feel like a lot of us would like this as a project if it wasn't for the fact that we have to pay for it. And some other pretty sketchy stuff with the game, like people saying it's a virus and like it's not safe to download, which, to be fair, they did say it's probably false flagged, which possible. Same happened with Alicia Online. However, I'm going to be comparing the two because that's what everybody else does, even the actual devs of this project. So why don't we compare the two, shall we? So to give more context to Alicia Online was a Korean horse racing game with a gameplay somewhat similar to Minecraft, but like with horses and drifting, which probably isn't Mario Kart. I haven't played Mario Kart that much, but it was never fully released as a game. I believe it was running in open and closed betas from 2009 until 2014, February 13th, when the actual betas and everything servers closed down fully, and the game was then brought back by fans almost a year later in December 2014 as like a fan project without any monetary gain, which is the reason why Alicia Online can run, but why this game specifically is probably gonna get fucking busted down. So, for even more fair comparison, I'm gonna go over both the similarities and the differences between these two fan projects, because I think that will give us the best example and comparison, because there's not a lot of other horse games or games that are run like this, but I feel like these two, since they're horse games and they run pretty similarly, I feel like it would be fair to compare them. So, let's do that! So the first main difference that we already ran over is the fact that Star Stable Online, like the actual version of the game, is still a very much running game that you have to mostly pay for. You can play it for free, but it's not a great experience playing it free. While Alicia Online is a game that shut down like 9 years ago, and the fan project was made after the game shut down, which is why the game is able to run, because they do not get any monetary gain from running the servers or anything, and the actual game doesn't exist anymore. That is the main difference between Better SSO and Alicia Online, because Better SSO is a copy or like a fan remake of a game that's still running, and they ask for money to play it after the demo. There is a free demo, but it should be free from the get-go, because it's not very legal to ask the people to pay for an older version of a game that is already still running, because that's pretty much a loss with faithing, And to be fair, some similarities that both games have is that Alicia Online also gets false flagged. The big difference between Alicia Online's false flagging and the false flagging of Better SSO is the fact that we know for a fact that Alicia Online is false flagged because we have 9 years of evidence of the game not being harmful to your computer. As for Better SSO, we have no definitive proof that the game is or isn't safe for your computer yet. We have some flaggings, but we don't actually know if those are false flaggings or if they are actual safety concerns, which is why a lot of people are pretty sketchy about the game. It makes sense, it is a normal and I'd say it's also the right reaction because we have no actual proof whether it's safe or not. But I don't think that's the main issue. Oh boy. So what is the actual big issue that people have with the game? At least from what I've understood from some people I've talked to from the server, it is the kind of sketchy behavior of the actual dev team and the fact that they try to avoid all questions, or then they get super defensive or angry if you ask them and be like, ah, it's not a virus, ah, like that's something a hacker would say. Okay, that comment makes no sense, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like, it's not a scam, that's something a scammer would definitely say. Like, your way of acting is going to reflect people's opinion on your project. If you want people to not find you sketchy, you also have to prove it. You have to act not sketchily. You have to behave with like a certain level of professionalism if you're going to run a project like this. And if you're gonna handle the server, the way they've been handling the server and people's like feedback and actual safety concerns is just, it's just fueling the fire. Cause like, yeah, of course your game is gonna be clowned on because you're trying to ask money for something that you should not be asking money for, unless you want to end up in legal trouble, which is understandable. If you want to end up in legal trouble, that's on you. But I wouldn't suggest paying money for the game because of that very fact. Like, it is just waiting to be, you know, taken down by SSO because you are quite literally asking people to pay money for their game that you do not own, just because you're making an older version of the game. So yeah, keep that in mind if you want to play the older version. It is not in my recommendations, but if you're gonna do it, at least be smart about it, and please take cyber safety seriously. Cyber safety is a very real thing that you should be very much aware of, so please keep all of those in mind. So yeah, that has been my observation and my opinion and some of the info on both of the games so far. Yeah, again, you are free to do what you want, but please be safe on your computer. It is not fun if you actually get some like Trojan or something on your PC, because those things are actually a lot more harmful. They're not as bad as they used to be like years ago, but they're still a very big risk, so please bear that in mind. And please be smart on the internet and with products like this. And I thank you for watching this video. This has been my first long form video so far. So I apologize if the something is a little bit awkward. I am very happy to take criticism so I can improve on my return. And I will try to keep you guys updated on the whole situation. And thank you so much, and I will talk to you next time. Wow!